I know what you guys are thinking. Oh wait, I thought you hate this game. Yeah, indeed, I do. But to be honest, I just couldn't sell it because, well, I wouldn't get much money back from GameStop. And I actually did enjoy the Lost Mission add-on. Even though it is, you know, a half-assed mission pack, but I will say it's probably the best one I played. Compare it to, you know, Nuclear Winter from Duke Nukem 3D, which I know it isn't an official add-on, but it's like light years better than that crappy add-on. It's also, I mean, it also has some of the most intense Doom 3 single-player maps because they flow so well and it's more action-driven too. I really don't think, you know, anyone should buy this game, even though it's 20 bucks nowadays. I think you're better off getting the actual vanilla versions of, you know, the game because I don't know, man. This game does do some stuff that annoys me as, like, you know, a fan of the franchise. Like, I didn't really like how they kind of toned down some of the action segments, and what is it? The Green Forest part in the Hell mission for Resurrection of Evil, they completely took that out, and that really bothered me because that was actually, you know, one of my favorite fighting segments. And when you take stuff out, you really annoy the old fans, man. Like, I don't really understand why they did that. I could understand, like, you know, the flashlight. That was, like, you know, a huge complaint back in the day, so I knew it was, you know, going to add that flashlight. But anyways, we're gonna move on to a different topic now. So this video is pretty much gonna be me, you know, talking about various game topics. For example, the same guys that made Hard Reset actually announced a Shadow Warrior reboot. You guys remember Shadow Warrior, that one game that's made by the same company that did Duke Nukem 3D? It's pretty much like Duke Nukem 3D with a couple of adjustments, but I think it is kind of cool that, you know, they're rebooting it, and yeah, I just want to see how it's going to look. I'm not going to, like, buy it or play it because I never really saw much reason of why I should play the game in the first place. Speaking of reboots, Wolfenstein just had one, so what do you guys think? I'm liking it so far. I'm 100% confident in getting this game on day one, but I also feel like it's going to get delayed too. Like, it's coming out this early. You don't really see, you know, that in games nowadays, unless it's Call of Duty, of course. Now, Warren Spector, the dude who made games like Epic Mickey and the original Deus Ex, actually bashed this game for being simply, you know, another first-person shooter, and I call that BS. I mean, Wolfenstein has been around since the early 90s, and I do feel like franchises need to keep on growing. I don't want to see a franchise die off, and I think there's nothing wrong with the game being announced at this time. It, you know, has an awesome art style, and everything I've been reading, like how it's going to be more story-driven. It's still a fast-paced shooter. It has that in-your-face attitude. It's just going to be an awesome game overall. Speaking of reboots, I've been noticing, like, this kind of being a trend for the FPS genre. I mean, I heard rumors that, like, what is it? A new Blood reboot is coming out. Yeah, a new Blood reboot is, like, going to be confirmed soon or something. I don't know, man. And we have Doom 4, so yeah, dude, have you guys been noticing, like, all these reboots of old school FPS series? I have a feeling like this is going to be something we're going to be seeing a lot in the future, which I'm actually kind of mixed because I do feel like everyone is just, like, copying each other, and I do believe people gotta, like, you know, separate themselves from the crowd. But I will probably make a video about that in the future. Now, one news that really shocked me was it's not going to have any sort of multiplayer support, and Return to Castle Wolfenstein was a huge hit in that aspect. And after hearing that, I really don't think, you know, it's a big problem because I heard, like, Return to Castle Wolfenstein is now free, and I think there's also a good amount of community support behind it, so yeah, it's not really an issue. Personally, it doesn't bother me because, well, I've always liked Wolfenstein more for the single-player experience, and I do plan on talking about Wolfenstein 2009 in the future because I actually thought it was, you know, really underrated and probably deserved a lot more recognition. Another game that intrigues me is the new Call of Duty Ghost trailer. that was actually kind of interesting, you know, and it made sense for the title. It was kind of shocking that there was no gameplay footage, but the next Xbox is coming, so yeah, it's there to tease you. Personally, I don't know if I want it. I would love to play another multiplayer driven game, but I still feel kind of burned out, and I don't know what it's going to be about. I know what it's going to be about. I'm going to play the campaign once to immerse myself in the story, get the achievements, and then spend all my time on multiplayer. It's really the same thing with like every Call of Duty game I've played, and I mean from the past, really. Now to end all of this gaming talk, here are my suggestions for next-gen gaming, because well, it's coming, you know, close. On May 21st, it's going to be like the reveal of the new Xbox, which I'm looking forward to it. I feel like DLCs need to be more reasonable. I hate paying like 3 maps for the price of $10. That's just so lame. And seriously, why not add 1 or 2 more maps and make it $5 instead? It's like games that do these type of nonsense are, you know, some sort of part of a elitist group, quote unquote. Like they're better because, you know, they're more mainstream, they're more well known, and that's just some BS, really. I also hope to see a better balance of catering to every gamer. We got casual gamers, average gamers, hardcore gamers, and the list goes on. I really hate when games like Rage, where the hardest difficulty doesn't, you know, feel like it's that hard or stimulating enough. And that's terrible, because I'm playing the game on the hardest difficulty. I should be, you know, getting some sort of stimulation, and I should be struggling or dying a lot, basically. I also hope to see more games kind of using like a skill-based matchmaking system. I feel like more games really need a ranked playlist or option for the more hardcore players. I mean, those type of players like to play, you know, people with their skill levels, because in most games nowadays they don't really match your skill level to another player. The next thing is creating better ports and versions. Oh my god, where do I start? Rage had a crappy PC port. Duke Nukem Forever had so many annoying issues on the consoles. The PS3 version of Bayonetta was like toned down from the 360 version. I mean, the list goes on, people. It's sad that when you make, you know, a multi-platform game and there's like a certain version that's better than the others. I don't know about you guys, but that's really not like good marketing or decision making, essentially. I believe every version needs to be somewhat the same. We all know the PC have the hardware advantage, but that doesn't mean consoles cannot give you a great and playable experience on the game. It's really sad that there's a lot of, you know, this type of stuff in today's gaming. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm out. Peace.